Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we actually have an interesting battle. This one is one I played actually in the Chaos Clash tournament. I thought it would be interesting to take a look at one of my own battles I fought in. This of course is a quick disclaimer, is one of our earliest battles, as in I don't think my opponent even played a single game. I've only played about 2 to 3 games prior to this of Domination, but nonetheless it was an interesting battle. So let's get on into the compositions. Myself, I am playing Khorne, and my opponent Cathay, but I'm bringing Exalted Bloodthirster with 2 units of Chaos Warriors, one being the normal axe variant and the other being the halberd variant. As well as that, I have 2 cultists of Khorne. Bare bones, they just have the, oh, there we go. If I click the right one. No, there we go. We just have the Gate of Khorne, so I can spawn in those blood letters. And my Exotic Bloodthirster just has the Deathbringer ability as nothing else. My opponent's starting off with a interesting build, a Sky Lantern. Not the best unit ever, but we'll see how they do in this game. Very hard for when I'm playing this game to see how efficient they will be. As well as that, he has a Terracotta Sentinel in his starting lineup, a very strong kill. Not only that, but he's got a second Terracotta Sentinel, one of the stronger things for Cathay. One on his own though, so that's a bit risky. In his front line, he's got Peasant Archers and Peasant Long Spears. As well as that, he has the Dragon-Blooded Shungungan, the Yang version. Not sure what she has. She has the Strength of Yang, which is the area of increased damage. The Jade Amulet, which is a power recharge rate. The Jade Shield, which is a damage resistance ability. And Might of Heaven and Earth, which imbues flaming attacks and magical attacks to her weaponry. So something interesting, some of the scales of the Celestial Court. I'm not sure if he removed anything from her or not. Maybe they were bare bones, but again, my opponent was quite new to this, but even I was. But let's get to full speed anyway. We are 2.5 minutes away from getting the objectives. Unlocked. I do have some dogs, actually forgot to say. Yeah, I do have some dogs in this flank. I realised that though, that he does have the Terracotta Sentinel here, and he's put everything on this right side, actually. So I'm kind of lingering these around, waiting for my time to really just figure out where I want to use them. Maybe I could use them a bit earlier than I do, but you know. So far I'm just pushing on my infantry towards the center. And the Exotic Bloodthirster, I see that the Sentinel, oh god, this map is very bright. I see the Sentinel is actually on his own. And so I basically, the Sentinel, you can't see the Sentinel because the map is very bright, but the Sentinel takes a while to turn around, if you see. So I'm trying to get behind it. I'm not, granted, I was a bit slow on the micro here, but I was trying to get around the, the Sentinel, and I just couldn't get it properly in there, so I was a bit issues there. I do pop the Deathbringer ability to attack here, so do some decent damage. I still haven't activated these dogs. I'm just kind of waiting for the time. He hasn't actually, he finally reacts with the engagements of the Terracotta Sentinel. And here is where I want to get this Exalted Bloodthirster out. I don't want to engage in this engagement while it can attack back. We do have an engagement over here, I believe. I do send in some Furies from the right side to engage in the Archers. Everything is jumping on them. But in the meanwhile, I'm trying to set up my positions. But again, I still haven't really disengaged here. I'm trying to now. Like, of course, the Exalted Bloodthirster was winning this fight, but I don't really want to take the needless damage. If I go around, swing around again, and get behind it, I can do some damage towards the back of the Sentinel. In the meanwhile, these Furies are trying to get out. One does get taken out. The other one does get out. Next, the target they look to be going on is the Skyland, perhaps. And then we have some War Dogs with Flesh Hounds coming on the right side. We do have some Flesh Hounds over here as well, trying to get to these Archers. I do see that their Pleasant Longbow have come to this point, so I do direct these Flesh Hounds come around. I do kind of AFK these Furies. My apologies. I thought I did right click on the Sky Lantern, but I did not. You got the Khorne Halberts moving this left side to try and help with these Terracotta Sentinels. And now the dogs here, I believe I've activated them to go around to try and deal with perhaps this grand cannon that's spawned in the field. And here comes the dogs onto the peasants, the peasant longbow of the Cathay. They should be able to munch on them. They have so they have put the Jade shield onto the peasant spearman, but that's not going to really help them too much. Not against 2 units of flesh hounds. We do have a unit of a terracotta center from them. Yeah, I'm going to just summon the bloodhound. Not the best target, I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to do it nonetheless. But yeah, I don't send in the cultists yet. I think I do spawn in the blood shrine to go for this blob of infantry, the spears and the peasant archer, but I will want to consider getting a spear or halberdier to deal with this terracotta sentinel, or maybe even my exalted bloodthirster right now. The halberds are going to deal with this terracotta sentinel. Looks like I am capping this zone, or rather, the opponent isn't capping it. I am capping this right side with the dogs. In the meanwhile, we do have the exalted bloodthirsters going towards the crane gunners, perhaps, or maybe even the sky lantern. I do have the chaos warhounds in the back and the flesh hounds going for the crane gunners. The crane gunners being very similar to your warp Giselles. They're going to break and waver really quickly. So I'm just going to try and deal with these. Again, I don't think much of these the Sky Lanterns, but the Sky Junk on the other hand is very strong. Opening fire onto my Chaos Warriors. In the meanwhile, we do have the Flesh Hounds engaging in this big engagement with the Peasants and the Peasant Longbow bow. But we do have the Blood Shrine of Khorne kind of doing some damage there. So I didn't notice this. Every time I'm trying to attack their Sky Lantern, if it moves away, it kind of lingers my exalted bloodthirst. It doesn't chase, which was a bit annoying. I noticed that there's some Jade Warriors with the halberds coming out to try and deal with these Flesh Hounds. So I actually just disengage from this fight. I just send them straight towards this engagement over here, try and pile up on the leader and the archers. So we have broken the Terracotta Sentinel, or wherever he's unbreakable actually. Let's try this again. He has broken our Chaos Warriors. Good lord, my English failing on me today. His Sentinels are unbreakable. I've got the Alberts just capping the zone here. In the meanwhile, they do have some peasant longbows capping... Longbows? Long spearmen capping the right. Just, yeah, forcing back the Skyline, and now I want to try and engage the Sky Jump because a big shot going onto my Warriors. Again, a bit of a mistake from me here is just keeping these. I think I was attacking them, but again, they moved away and didn't look like they were chasing. So I'm not sure what that was there. So Exalted Bloodthirster is going for the Sky Lantern, but I probably should just go for the Sky Jump at that, knowing, looking back at this. I'm very much ahead of this. Just capping all zones. I probably shouldn't do that, but at the same time, my opponent isn't really trying too hard to cap the zones. So it's like, yeah. But maybe I shouldn't do this because now he's spawning a lot more forces. He's got some Jade Warrior Halberds, the ones that were in the center here, moving on into the left side. Do you have the Crane Gunners opening fire onto my Exotic Bloodthirster, trying to deal with this Sky Junk. Sky Junk's really taking a lot of damage from it. So I have to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage. Big shot onto my Skull Crushers. The Skull Crushers trying to get into the Crane Gunners, it looks like. But it actually looks like I direct them towards this engagement because I have the Furies, perhaps. I'm not sure. Maybe I just felt like I didn't want to take on this engagement with all this. I'm not sure. In reality, I probably should have just kept them going. I do get the Exotic Bloodthirster out of there while the Chaos Furies continue to deal some damage to the Sky Junk. I realised though back here, in a little while, that they do actually have troops that did break and come back. So me sending this Bloodthirster back, just yeah. So not the best micro so far for this game for me. But I did come off. In my defence, this was off a 3.5 hour stream of mine. I just finished one up, so I'm a bit tired so far. That's my excuse anyway. So we have the Blood Dragon Shungan getting munched on by the dogs. So it's just a pack of dogs getting munched on her right now. And the Halberds versus Halberds right now. Jade Warriors versus the Chaos Warriors. I am spawning in some Chaos Warhounds to munch on these burrows. But in the end, I do kind of get away with sending my Bloodthirsters. Barely, but I do get him in there. Almost breaking there, looks like. But he did recover and rallying. Chaos were just lingering on this point still. Probably could have just moved them up. We do have the Furies and the Skull Crushers just crushing into these Jade Warrior crossbowmen. But the Furies are now dying. We do have another Terracotta Sentinel coming onto the battlefield. But I'm still much, like, ahead of points. Not even dropping any points so far. Again, this is my first time. Again, this is my opponent's first game, of course. We'll see what happens. But it looks so far a dominating lead. Just holding all flags, and it just doesn't look like he's just pushing too much. See, the thing is, like, with the massive advantage I have, he should be able to push more because I'm getting less points than him. He can get more troops out. But again, Cathay isn't the best in these in this matchup so far. In general, Cathay is one of the weaker factions. They have a nice aesthetic, but just really aren't that good in domination right now. Not versus, let's say, Khorne, who can get around their Warhounds around into their range and such, and there's Terracotta Sentinels to get countered by their Halberds, and even their Exalted Bloodthirster can just go around and bully it. But it does look like I am going to win this because there's no way in hell that my opponent is going to get the amount of points needed to win this fight. I just wanted to show this replay. It's nothing like spectacular. I just thought it'd be interesting to show one of my own games. As you can see, I'm not that very good right now. But I'm hoping to get better in the future. It is a decisive victory to me because I did hold the points throughout the entirety of the game. Taking a look at the kills. The kills were in my favour. Taking a look now, the Bloodthirster didn't really do too much. He was too busy dealing with those Sky Lanterns and the junks. My reinforcements and my hounds are very good on the Furies did. Again, I'm really investing a lot in these Flesh Hounds and Furies to take out the range of the Grand Cathay units. I didn't really use these halberds that much, mostly against the Terracotta Sentinels, and I didn't really summon the Chaos Warriors. I didn't feel like I needed them, but of course the Blood Shrine doing quite decent damage there, as well as the Blood Crushers, or Skull Crushers rather. Cultists kind of were just dealing with these Terracotta Sentinel, and then yeah, we didn't see any Grand Long Riders coming on in, and the Grand Khan did come in to get some damage. Didn't see any value from these Great Crane Gunners and the Jade Warrior Crossbowmen. So yeah, not too much efficiency on the right side, but yeah, it was an interesting battle anyway. Again, I only wanted to show this because it's one of my few games I had got saved as a replay. But if you want to see more of my games, do let me know. I will definitely upload more of my own games in the future, and so subscribe for that. Other than that, I shall see you hopefully next time. Bye bye.